Did you really think Harlem's messiest Bonnie and Clyde could fake an entire baby just to stay rich and trending and actually get away with it? Please, mute your phone and grab popcorn, because what I'm about to spill is so grimy, so humiliating, and so on brand for these two. You'll feel like you stepped into a Netflix scam doc. Picture this: leaked footage of Chrissy Lampkin, the self-proclaimed ride or die queen, whispering sweet baby lies into a burner like it's pillow talk, and even petty Twitter can't spin it. Meanwhile, Cameron, aka Mr. Pink Mink, stands 3 feet back like Harlem's dollar store puppet master. Fake tears? Check. Bogus doctor's note? Double check. Sketchy cash drops behind crusty hotel doors? Baby, checkmate. So ask yourself, just how deep does this con go? How many brand deals, reunion checks, and fake charity deposits did these two pocket while fans toasted a pregnancy that never existed? And worst of all, the receipts they're leaking like busted pipes. By the time we're done, you won't even think of brace up without side-eyeing. This expose could break the internet twice before lunch. So let's rip the circus tent wide open. Trust me, Harlem's power couple didn't just trip and fall into scandal. No, this hot mess was years in the making, draped in fake reality tears, plastic proposal rings, and IG captions so phony they'd hustle a Ouija board. Rewind to the era when Chrissy Lampkin crowned herself Harlem's first lady and Cameron strutted around like a pink feathered fraud. Poor Jim Jones, bless his loyal, clueless heart, thought he still had Harlem's last unbreakable brotherhood. But buried beneath the Dipset nostalgia, snake pits, silence money, and a fake baby bump so dramatic it could make Mona Scott young. Ask, wait, did we go too far this time? They say the rot set in back in 2017, the year VH1's reunion specials started tanking and the ratings slipped harder than a lace front in July. Chrissy Lampkin knew her cry on cue antics were losing steam fast. And Cameron, well, he'd been stuck in 2005 nostalgia hell, coasting off faded mixtape glory and some half-baked poster promos. So what's a pair of clout-thirsty hustlers to do when the spotlight dims? Easy. Build a new mess from scratch, and this time, make it a baby. And by insiders, we're talking Chrissy's loudmouth nail tech who couldn't keep her lips sipped. She spilled everything after overhearing that first whisper about a fake pregnancy hit Cameron's ears. It all kicked off at a shady brunch at Harlem Tavern. Chrissy leaned over her overpriced champagne, tapped her icy watch, and smirked. What if the world thinks I'm pregnant again? Cameron didn't blink, just pulled out his burner, not the main phone, and mumbled, if you sell it, right, we all eat good, baby. From that moment, Chrissy was back on her PR grind, following old sponsors on Instagram, smoothing things over with show producers who swore they'd never work with her again after that 2011 backstage tantrum. And poor, gullible Jim Jones, still out here falling for every I love you, daddy text at him while Chrissy secretly negotiated hush deals for sketchy ultrasound bills. By spring 2022, the bump rumors hit full throttle. Fan pages gushed that Chrissy was glowing, while Harlem's barbershops whispered she was glowing with fraud. Meanwhile, Cameron squeezed every ounce of clout he could, dropping vague bars, teasing gifts for the squad, and posting baby emoji-filled IG stories with subtle shade at Jim Jones, saying, a real man feeds his seeds, the baby. Clout bag opened wide: sponsorships, mommy podcasts, maternity shoots. One source even claimed a major vitamin brand cut Chrissy Lampkin a 5-figure deal for a fake wellness journey, that so-called pregnant health journey video on YouTube. Yeah, turns out the only thing that was growing was Chrissy Lampkin's bank account, not her belly. While fans were lighting candles and sponsors were cutting checks, sis was padding her pocketbook, not her womb. And here's where the scam gets filthy. These two didn't just pretend, oh no, they made it look airtight. Enter a traveling obgyn from Jersey, allegedly stripped of her license back in 2018 for, you guessed it, fraudulent medical records. She was Cameron's secret weapon in this circus. Fake blood work? Check. Bootleg sonograms? Double check. Bogus prenatal receipts? All created on a burner laptop, encrypted, and passed to Chrissy Lampkin before any PR agency could blink. Meanwhile, Cameron was 2 streets over in a hookah lounge, laughing with his crew while Harlem swallowed the lie whole, because sprinkle a little reality TV cry session on anything, and folks will eat it up. Cruel? Yes. Shocking? Not even. And honestly, they might have gotten away with it if Cameron's nerves hadn't botched the cleanup, the slip-up, a housekeeping moment straight from a telenovela. A hotel maid stumbled upon a suspiciously flat belly band tossed in the trash right next to 3 unopened prenatal pill bottles. She snapped a pic and slid it straight into the DMs of a Harlem gossip blogger dying for clicks. Boom. Within hours, the internet exploded. Hashtag Chrissy Lampkin fake bump trended like wildfire. Cameron's phone, not flooded with baby congrats but with death threats from furious Dipset fans accusing him of betraying Jim Jones for a clout check. Chrissy's lawyer ghosted, and even Mona Scott Young, the queen of turning chaos into cash, went radio silent. Oh, you thought the belly band in the trash was the grand finale? Baby, that was just the appetizer. The main course came steaming hot when an anonymous whistleblower rumored to be a salty intern from Cameron's flop podcast project leaked bank records that sang louder than a Dipset hook. We're talking hush money trails, bogus pregnancy, invoices, and hotel room bookings under sketchy LLCs like Mommy Empire Consulting LLC. And you already know the internet did what it does best. Connect every crumb of chaos and roast the entire scam into next week's TikTok conspiracy thread. Chrissy Lampkin's due date. TikTok detectives matched it to club appearances where she miraculously had abs at midnight and a full bump by brunch. Twitter spaces turned into Harlem courtrooms. And the verdict? Cameron has been a snake since Dipset's first mixtape. Still think this is over? Strap in. Because just as Jim Jones tried damage control posting a weak prayer hands emoji, on IG the real receipts started spilling. This time, from Chrissy's cousin's hacked iCloud, private voice notes, burner phone convos, and a shady PR contract outlining exactly how to fake a pregnancy rollout in phases. And while all hell broke loose, Cameron vanished. No petty freestyle, no troll tweet, no cryptic live. That silence? Harlem knew he was either guilty or plotting his next hustle. Meanwhile, Chrissy Lampkin was out here getting papped outside a nail salon, no bump, no ring, and no clue how to flip this flaming PR disaster into another fake brand deal. And then came the real slap. Brands started backing out fast. That vitamin sponsor? Gone. The maternity photo shoot collab? Issued a legal threat. One brand even posted, "We do not condone false babies." Partnership terminated immediately. The internet broke again. And if you think that's where the scam ends, oh honey, take a deep breath. The real chaos hasn't even started. If you thought this fake baby saga was just about clout and contracts, bless your naive little heart, because what really detonated was Harlem's final fairy tale. A few cracks in so-called loyalty spiraled into a federal audit, and just when the gossip started cooling down, boom, more necks dropped. Not just Cameron's, but a few retired names found themselves yanked back into the filthy spotlight they swore they'd left behind. Part 2. Oh, it's not just mess, it's surgical. By the time we're done here, you'll wish this was just trashy reality TV. But it's not. It's deeper, darker, and dragging everyone, because those barbershop whispers and clown emojis on Twitter, that was child's play. Now welcome to Real Harlem, where the receipts don't just embarrass, they indict. The latest leak didn't just drag Chrissy Lampkin and Cameron, it flipped Harlem's dirtiest behind-the-scenes secrets into a federal sideshow. And not even Mona Scott Young and her vault of NDAs could sweep this circus under a reunion rug. 2 days after the hashtag Chrissy Lampkin phony bump trend exploded, a rogue whistleblower dropped an encrypted file on a janky bulletin board. Its name? Mommy Empire PR Plan Final and Baby. It's a gold mine. Inside were emails, WhatsApp chats, and signed decks showing exactly how Chrissy Lampkin, Cameron, and 2 sketchy PR fixers mapped out a 6-month viral motherhood arc. Bullet points included: Phase 1 public pregnancy reveal, Phase 2 staged ultrasound leak, Phase 3 paparazzi bump sighting, Phase 4 brand deals secured, Phase 5, a scripted miscarriage narrative designed for maximum sympathy, and a VH1 reunion pitch. Yes, they faked the bump, and yes, they were ready to fake the breakdown too. The moment Harlem saw that bullet point, chaos. Half the internet called for Chrissy to be blacklisted forever, while the other half crowned Cameron the evil genius who convinced Harlem's queen to sell her last drop of dignity for pocket change. Clout. Meanwhile, Jim Jones, Harlem's tragic king of blind devotion, was about to break his silence. Harlem's last faithful monarch went nuclear. Forget prayer hands and cryptic captions, Jim Jones came armed with receipts. Over 200,000 people tuned in as he sat alone in a dimly lit studio, hoodie half on, voice cracking, and screamed into the phone, "You ever love somebody so deep You let them ruin you twice? Y'all laughing at me, but I was playing daddy to Elishi. And Cameron was cooking this behind my back. The comments exploded. Stay strong, King. You deserve better. Cam gotta pay for this. It wasn't just a meltdown. It was emotional bloodletting on live, and TikTok editors wasted zero time. They cut together clips of Jim sobbing over old Dipset footage, giving the world a cursed remix of nostalgia and humiliation. But Harlem never lets pain stand alone, not when money enters the chat. That same whistleblower who dropped the PR file, they also leaked half complete bank ledgers so suspicious they had even IRS agents side-eyeing the receipts. We're talking mystery Zelle transfers, PayPal invoices disguised as pregnant health consultancy, and a stream of $2,500 wire drops funneled through a bogus LLC called Harlem's Events. By dawn, the news spread like wildfire. Rumors swirled that federal investigators demanded a sit-down and that Homeland Security even rolled up at one of Cameron's old Queens studios at AM, allegedly searching for encrypted backups. One gossip blogger even posted a blurry shot of a black SUV parked outside Chrissy Lampkin's cousin's building, claiming the feds were grilling her relative for hush money receipts while Harlem's sidewalks whispered RICO and racketeering. Like a hook in the wind. And through all of it, Cameron stayed ghost. No petty freestyle, no shady lyric, not even a sarcastic snake emoji, just silence. And in Harlem, that's scarier than a diss track. Because when Cam's quiet, he's cooking poison. Meanwhile, Chrissy Lampkin, once hailed as reality TV's ride or die queen, was left to rot in public alone. The paparazzi caught her no ring, no bump, just sunglasses bigger than her last brand deal sliding into obscurity. Chrissy Lampkin got spotted twice in just 2 days, once sneaking into a midtown lawyer's office with sunglasses bigger than her remaining dignity, and again wailing behind the wheel of a rented black Escalade, parked right outside the pregnancy business. She allegedly scammed for free baby bump props. And let's be real, companies didn't stick around waiting for apologies. That vitamin sponsor? Gone. That luxury baby brand she flaunted on IG? They ghosted her with a brutal pinned comment. We only outfit real miracles. Wishing Miss Lampkin healing and reflection. Meanwhile, Harlem's beauty salons lit up with the energy of vintage queens shaking their heads and clucking. Told y'all Chrissy was no good ever since she made Jim Jones get that lip tattoo instead of a real ring. Classic Harlem chaos. But oh, here comes the twist you weren't ready for. While Chrissy and Cam's PR inferno scorched every corner of Harlem, a mysterious figure crept out from the Reddit shadows. Allegedly, the true puppet master behind the leaks was none other than Reggie, Cameron's shady ex-manager with beef bigger than Harlem blocks. Turns out Reggie was pissed not just because Cam was cashing in on a fake baby plot, but because he never paid Reggie his cut. So what did he do? Everything. He sent screenshots to the intern. He fed bloggers hush audio. He even sold a voice memo to a podcast for 4 figures featuring Cameron on the phone yelling, "Tell Chrissy to keep crying, tears sell, bro. We make more when they think she's broken." When that voice memo hit the timeline, Harlem to Brooklyn clutched their pearls. Even Mona Scott Young, the high priestess of reality TV chaos, had to break her silence, releasing the driest PR statement of her career. Miss Lampkin is not contracted with any of our productions. At this time, no comment on ongoing allegations. Translation? Sis, you can't even spin this flaming wreck onto our reunion stage. You're officially too toxic for love and hip-hop. While the puppet master's receipts bounced from blog to blog, Cameron's empire quietly began to crumble. First to vanish, his mid-tier liquor sponsors gone overnight. Then came the silent erasure. His name removed from a supposed Dipset anniversary tour. One promoter even leaked texts where Cameron begged for a $50,000 advance, claiming public outrage over the fake baby scandal would blow over soon. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Instead, Reggie, the ex-manager turned grudge-holding whistleblower, dropped his most savage nuke yet, a private group chat screenshot sent to a messy YouTube blogger. In it, Cameron, Chrissy Lampkin, and shady PR handler AP Rixer, casually planning which gossip blogs to pay off to bury bad press if the fake pregnancy story got too loud. One line even read, "Make sure Jim Jones doesn't find out till the bag clears." Welp, not only did Jim Jones find out, but so did the entire damn internet. The once untouchable Dipset brotherhood, reduced to digital ashes, torn contracts, shattered friendships, collapsed sponsorships, and feds circling like sharks. This wasn't Twitter drama anymore. This was a full-blown federal tax inquiry, with Cameron and Chrissy Lampkin sweating harder than a love and hip-hop reunion in July. And where was Jim Jones? Still grieving, still wrecked. But Harlem's last loyal king did what kings do. He took it to the studio. Word is, a raw new album titled Faked and Betrayed is about to drop any day now. A few bars have already leaked on Twitter, no features, just Jim Jones spitting pure venom. And make no mistake, he's dragging Cameron, Chrissy Lampkin, and every fake tear, false bump, and burner phone they ever touched, and every single fake baby prop from Midtown to Miami. Yeah, they were just the set dressing for the circus. If you think this clown act ends with a few limp PR apologies and legal effies, think again. The Puppet Master Whisper Network says there's still one bomb left in the vault. A final hush agreement, allegedly locked in a lawyer's safe, signed by both Cameron and Chrissy Lampkin. It breaks down exactly how much bogus baby money was funneled behind Jim Jones' back and how it got scrubbed clean through phony charity donations. If that file hits the blogs, baby, it won't just toast what's left of Dipset's legacy, it could bring down some big-name sponsors with it. Word is, Homeland Security is already sniffing around. The streets, they're starving for this last receipt. And yes, part 3 is coming. The final dagger Harlem's been waiting on. When that quiet file drops, even the rats in the gutter will feel bad for Jim Jones. So stay tuned. Blink now, and you'll miss the inferno. Because what's coming next doesn't just hammer the last nail into Dipset's dusty coffin, it throws Harlem's entire rumor economy into a tornado of betrayal so wild, even the Oggs are ducking lenses. Remember that hush file? The smoking gun Reggie teased? Harlem's been buzzing for weeks that only 2 people had a copy: Reggie himself, and a grimy industry lawyer who used to launder Cameron's dirty side deals back when he was broke, and bartering beats for survival. But Harlem forgot one rule. Secrets don't stay buried when everyone's loyalty is up for lease. Just a week after Jim's tear-stained live and 2 days after Reggie's group chat leak boom, the hush file hit the web. No TMZ exclusive, no podcast premiere, just a raw Google Drive link dropped into every comment section under any post about Chrissy Lampkin, Cameron, or fake babies. And within an hour, that link was worldwide trending. Inside that leaked Google Drive folder, a gold mine of disgrace, signed contracts, ironclad NDAs, wire transfer instructions, and one grainy PDF stamped in massive red letters, final split agreement. The document laid out exactly how the fake baby revenue would be divided between Chrissy Lampkin, Cameron, a shady ex-Obgyn, and the PR fixer who pitched the phony story to marketers. But the part that burned through the screen like fire? A chilling side note. Jim Jones not to be notified until all sponsor payments are secured. Harlem's TikTok detectives went feral. They screen captured every page, broke down every payment, and layered the proof with old videos of Jim Jones kissing Chrissy's stomach on stage, now slapped with clown faces and sobbing emojis. It wasn't just viral, it was apocalyptic. Within hours, the entire globe was laughing, gasping, and sharing Harlem's darkest group chat like it was a world event. No lawyer could stop the blaze. And if that wasn't humiliating enough, enter Mama Jones, Harlem's original fire starter and everybody's favorite mother-in-law. A street blogger caught her mid-rant outside her go-to salon, and let's just say, there was zero filter, zero apologies. "I told y'all Chrissy was poison," she screamed. Been telling Jim to wake up for years. While Chrissy's team scrambled, Harlem's Andy sipped tea and nodded. And now, Jim Jones is left with heartbreak, humiliation, and a legal bill so fat even Cameron can't finesse his way around it. The baby vitamin deals? Gone. The branded bump photo shoots? Cancelled with brutal refund threats from designers. One even hinted at a lawsuit for brand contamination over being linked to a fake womb fantasy. And while it all collapsed, Cameron did what only Cameron could. No statements, no tears, no apologies. Instead, he hopped on Instagram Live, hoodie half on, chain swinging, dancing. Cameron sat on live, chest out, chain clinking, sipping from a crimson solo cup and grinning at the 50,000 people watching him embrace full-on villainy. Loyalty is dead, he smirked. And I'm the only one honest enough to admit I killed it. The comments flooded with clown emojis, snake emojis, but still, half the crowd cheered. Because Harlem loves a villain who says what everyone else is too fake to even whisper. Jim Jones didn't respond, not with tweets, not with shade. He did what he's always done best. He hit the booth. 3 days later, a raw, unmastered freestyle landed on SoundCloud. His voice cracked heavy with betrayal as he spit venom about fake loyalty and crocodile tears. By midnight, every Harlem block was blasting it from car speakers like it was a funeral for everything Dipset once stood for. But the internet didn't pause to mourn long, because after the tears and the memes, the real threat arrived: the feds. Word leaked that Homeland Security flagged sketchy financial activity tied to that fake Moms Foundation that Cameron and Chrissy Lampkin had paraded during their bump scam. Turns out the charity helped Zero Moms instead, the brand. Money circled back to them through shell LLCs and bogus invoices. This wasn't influencer beef anymore. This was fraud. The barbershop jokes turned dark real quick. Next Dipset reunion ain't on VH1. It's in federal court. Because deep down, Harlem knew this wasn't just about silicone belly bands or scammy IG captions. This was about the last rap family that once stood for brotherhood, loyalty, and street pride, now exposed as sellouts who'd trade it all for a quick bag and a trending hashtag. And just when it felt like the receipts had dried up, another ghost rose from the shadows. Straight out of the mixtape credits came a name Harlem hadn't heard in years: Little Moo, a crusty old Dipset errand boy from the flip phone era. The same dude who used to carry Cameron's duffel bags when ringtone rap ruled the airwaves. Now, he popped back up in a shaky, low-res YouTube video, claiming he held backup discs. Yes, discs filled with unreleased voice notes of Cameron and Chrissy Lampkin giggling about baby check paydays, all while Jim Jones was in the next room, thinking he'd finally locked down his forever queen. Sick? Absolutely. But it gets worse. Lil Moo didn't just tease the files, he posted cryptic tweets suggesting he'd sell the evidence to the highest bidder. Or worse, turn it all over to Homeland Security if the bag dried up. That's right, in Harlem, even the rats got receipts now. The whole saga became a punchline nobody wanted to laugh at. And where was Mona Scott Young in the chaos? Gone. Ghost. Not a press release. Not a statement. Not even a shady reunion tease. Rumor has it, Sis fled overseas, shelling out quadruple crisis PR fees just to keep her name out this flaming disaster. Even the queen of wretched reality TV couldn't spin this flaming wreck into a storyline. Meanwhile, the fans, many clung to Jim Jones, watching his freestyle like a eulogy, hoping each bar could stitch his pride back together. Some, though, doubled down on Cameron, calling him the realest snake Harlem ever bred, cold-blooded, but honest, a villain with no mask. The rest? They just backed away, dropping Dipset logos from their bios and muttering that brotherhood in Harlem died with the first hush payment. By then, cease and desist letters were flying like vultures, and federal agents, yeah, they were watching. Not just the blogs, but everyone's bank accounts. Whispers started swirling in the blogger underground. Grand juries were being assembled, just in case more fraudulent charity checks from the Moms Foundation scam surfaced. And as Harlem buzzed, Reggie, the puppet master who gleefully fed this scandal one leak at a time, slipped back into the shadows, likely counting his hush money while the city burned. Meanwhile, Jim Jones disappeared from social media, leaving behind one haunting post, a black square, no caption, just 3 words scribbled in small white letters: loyalty ain't genuine. The internet erupted. Hundreds of comments flooded in, some offering comfort, others dragging him for ignoring all the red flags. But deep down, everyone felt the same. The dream was dead. Dipset's unity? Just paperwork in a reality show. Contract. Some folks believe Cameron still has more dirt hidden, maybe even an unreleased mixtape telling his side of the scam. Others say Chrissy's lawyer is quietly demanding hush settlements from brands, pretending they never cut her checks. And then there are those who think this still ain't rock bottom, that once Little Moo cashes in his hard drive for 15 minutes of mess, it's game over for everyone. One thing's crystal clear: Harlem will never forget the baby bump that never was. The scam that turned street legends into punchlines. This was never about motherhood. It was always about money, ego, and a lesson spray painted in block letters across every Harlem corner. Trust no one when the cameras stop rolling. So pour one out for the fairy tale that went up in flames. The final voicemail is still out there. And when this cemetery of secrets coughs up one more corpse, Harlem will be watching. There you have it, fam. Every dirty receipt, every snake move, every single fake tear these self-proclaimed Harlem royals thought they could hide. Cameron and Chrissy Lampkin didn't just hustle a fake baby, they hustled an entire legacy. They turned loyalty into hush money and spit on every fan who ever screamed Dipset for life from the top of their lungs. But Harlem never forgets. And now, Harlem is done clapping. Guess what? Harlem never forgets. And you were right here, front row, when the final mask dropped. So now, I gotta ask, whose side are you really on? Is Cameron the villain Harlem deserved? Or should Chrissy Lampkin have been buried in the archives of forgotten reality TV long ago? Did she mastermind this whole circus? Lashes fluttering, screenplay in hand? Or was she just Cam's puppet with better lashes and worse morals? And Jim Jones, was he blind? Or just too loyal for a street that's been sold out one hush payment at a time? Drop your raw, unfiltered theories in the comments. Roast, argue, defend. I'm watching it all. And don't worry, a second section's locked and loaded, especially when Little Moo drops that final voicemail bomb. So sound off and tell me what Cam's next move will be. And hit that subscribe button to dirty smash, because you do not want to miss Jim's court appearance, where he might just use a mic instead of a lawyer. Send this to the one cousin who still yells Dipset forever at cookouts. Tell them, loyalty is worth more than a pink fur coat, and Harlem knows that. The secret might stay buried, but the snake never does. Silence? That's just a setup. And I'll be right here dragging every last receipt into the daylight, one burner phone buzz at a time. See you in the next expos. Keep your DMs toxic and your burner charged.